I'm sorry, I just need 1 minute to make sure I look good. Do you think I look good, Mr. Armstrong?
Kind of monster shoots a woman and shoots the baby.
I honestly feel like they're failing my friend, with him letting him being out. He already committed one murder, comes to a whole nother state and commits two more. And there was a baby. I don't feel like they did enough. There was no Amber Alert out for Layla. There was no nothing.
This is the story of Michelle Melendez, aged 27, a caring mother who was gunned down alongside her daughter, Layla Stewart, aged 7, by her ex-boyfriend Kirkland Warren, aged 27, who was out on bail pending a long-delayed murder trial in Arkansas. Michelle had earlier filed charges against him for doing a drive-by shooting into her apartment, which most likely was the reason why he abducted the mother and the child, shooting them both in the head and then dumping them in the woods. All this happened because he wanted the domestic violence case dropped by Michelle. He did not want to be extradited to Arkansas to face his 2017 murder trial.
Apparently you're here because it's alleged that Jefferson County, Arkansas wants you to be extradited there to stand charges of murder, it looks like.
Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories.
Mother and her daughter are missing in Vancouver, and now they're asking the public's help to find her.
Based on this story, we will be heading to Vancouver, Washington. Vancouver, Washington is a bustling city located on the Columbia River and offers visitors a variety of attractions, dining options, and outdoor recreation. According to Amazon.com, Vancouver is the 7th most romantic city in the nation, based on residents' purchases at the online retailer. Michelle Melendez, aged 27, was a funny, outgoing, and great mother who was living her life to the fullest until disaster struck.
It's a lovely day to go to the gym and see my best friend's ass.
She was described as someone who is so full of energy in life. No matter how bad of a day, she would wipe away a loved one's tears and bring a smile to their face. Michelle had a beautiful daughter who was her best friend. Layla Stewart, aged 7, loved her mother so much, they did a lot of things together. Layla was described as a happy and energetic child. Michelle was in a relationship with a man named Kirkland Warren, who was married at the time of the crime. Kirkland is no friend of the law. He is originally from Arkansas. While in a relationship with Michelle, he was already facing a murder charge in Arkansas. In 2017, in a recorded confession to Arkansas police, Kirkland said he shot Curtis Urquhart of Pine Bluff. Kirkland said Urquhart wanted money and he said no. The report states that he said he became fearful of his life and proceeded to shoot and kill Urquhart. He then drove to a gravel road near Stuttgart where he dumped the body in a ditch. Police charged him with first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse. He was later released on bond while his trial is been planned. The police in Arkansas said they had no fear of him being dangerous is why they let him out on bond without any type of restriction.
Jefferson County Sheriff Lafayette Woods says Warren did not appear to have any red flags that would have alerted authorities that he needed more restrictions to his bail conditions. He had a notable family in the area, wasn't considered a flight risk, and he did not have a criminal history.
What I know about the family, well respected. He does not speak in that time to be an individual that would have been capable of committing such a heinous crime.
Upon relocating to Vancouver, Washington where he met Michelle, things were sweet for a while. They do have videos of them together having nice moments and sharing good times.
I'm sorry, I just need 1 minute to make sure I look good. Do you think I look good, Mr. Armstrong?
Things would start to go south after he got comfortable with her. He was arrested after shooting at Mishai's apartment in Vancouver's Minnehaha neighborhood. He was charged with a drive-by shooting, second-degree assault with a deadly weapon, gross misdemeanor harassment with bodily injury and 2 counts of fourth-degree assault. While in custody, he called Mishai from a jail phone and blamed her for being in jail. He repeatedly blamed her for the domestic violence charges against him and insisted she needed to figure out how to get them dropped. In the phone calls, Mishai said, "Just tell me what to do, brah. I don't know, it's all on you. Are you going to get this thing dropped?" He asked. "So my life is over? There is no way I'm going back to Arkansas." Investigators believes he didn't want to be extradited back to Arkansas because of the murder case he has going on there. Kirkland chastised Mishai for showing police screenshots of threatening text messages he sent her before shooting at her apartment building.
"I'm in love with this man. I don't care. I don't care. Call me stupid. I will be stupid. I'll be stupid in love."
At a court hearing on March 8, 2023, he was ordered not to have contact with Mishai. Kirkland pleaded not guilty, posted the $10,000 bail and was released from jail March 8 without an ankle monitor. At approximately 5 a.m. on March 12, 2023, Mishai, Layla and Kirkland, Mishai's ex-boyfriend, went to the residence of an acquaintance. Layla stayed at the residence while Mishai and Kirkland went out. At approximately 8 a.m., Kirkland returned, and the acquaintance saw Mishai in the passenger seat of his vehicle, passed out. Kirkland went inside the residence, got Layla, put her in the vehicle and drove off. That would be the last time anyone saw them alive. Mishai's mother reported her missing March 18th.
The two were last seen in this neighborhood near Northeast 77th Avenue and Vancouver Mall Drive in Vancouver, of course. And the person who was with them was Mishai's boyfriend, who is now a person of interest in this case.
There's always somebody that knows something.
A plea for information about Mishai Melendez and Layla Stewart. The Vancouver mother and daughter have been missing for more than a week. Family is beyond concern.
It's been since last Sunday since anybody heard, seen, or talked to my daughter and granddaughter.
I'm missing a whole part of me. It's my sister and that's my niece. We don't know where they're at.
Mishai and Layla were last seen on March 12th near Northeast 77th Avenue and Vancouver Mall Drive. According to court documents, a friend saw the two with Mishai's boyfriend, Kirkland Warren. The friend says Mishai was unconscious and naked from the waist down.
There was a restraining order against him, a protective order for him to stay away from her.
It all stems from an incident back in December. Warren's accused of shooting up Mishai's apartment on Northeast 66th Avenue. Police arrested him, and despite scoring high on a danger assessment, partly because of a pending murder case in Arkansas, Warren bailed out of jail. He did so without an electronic monitoring device, which is recommended for suspects in domestic violence cases.
He's obviously has some issues, and why would we want that kind of a person out on the street?
Regardless, Warren was arrested again and in court Tuesday, where a judge set bail at $1 million and ordered GPS monitoring should Warren bail out again. This is for violating parole and contacting Mishai after the alleged shooting and right before her and her daughter's disappearance.
Does the family think he's involved in this?
Completely.
But Warren is allegedly refusing to talk to authorities about Mishai Melendez and Layla Stewart, a mother and daughter who've been missing for far too long.
Trying to stay strong. I don't really know how to feel, how to deal with it.
Trusting in the universe, you know, and trusting that, being optimistic that, you know, we'll find them and they'll be brought home safe.
The next day, Mishai's mother found her daughter's car near the friend's house on Lewitt Loop, which is less than a mile from where Mishai lived in an apartment with her daughter. Later that day, police arrested Kirkland at his home in the 3700 block of Northeast 109th Avenue for multiple charges, including tampering with a witness and violating no-contact orders for the previous domestic violence case involving him and Mishai. Using a search warrant, investigators seized 2 cars associated with Kirkland and multiple cell phones. Inside the Dodge Charger, police found blood in the front and back seats, .22 caliber shell casings, children's clothing that matched what Layla was believed to be wearing March 12 and Mishai's purse with her ID inside. Police said they also seized his second car, found a gun and took a DNA sample. They found 2 phones in Kirkland's possession. One of them belonged to Mishai. By Sunday, Vancouver police put out a public request for help in the search for Mishai and her daughter. On March 22, the Clark County Sheriff's Office responded to a call regarding 2 bodies that were located in a rural area near Washougal. Vancouver police detectives later confirmed that the bodies were those of Mishai Melendez and Layla Stewart.
After days of searching, police made a tragic discovery today. They say 2 bodies found in a rural area near Washougal are believed to be those of a missing 27-year-old mother and her 7-year-old daughter.
Authorities say they were last seen back on March 12th. Fox 12's So Young Kim is live tonight in Washougal with the very latest in this case. So Young.
Nora, Pete, deputies say the 2 bodies were found here this morning in this rural area of Washougal, down an embankment, a devastating end to days worth of searching and holding on to hope. The family's search for their missing loved ones has now turned to grief.
The family is devastated. They've lost a daughter and a granddaughter.
The Clark County Sheriff's Office says they responded to this area near Southeast Sunset View and Wooding Road in Washougal Wednesday morning, just before 10 o'clock, for reports of someone saying they saw mannequins. When deputies arrived, they say they discovered 2 bodies just off this road down an embankment. Vancouver police detectives say they do believe it's missing mom and daughter, 27-year-old Mishai Melendez and 7-year-old Layla Stewart.
Layla would always make you feel good if you were crying. She can't wipe your tears now.
Investigators say Mishai and Layla were last seen on March 12th with person of interest, 28-year-old Kirkland Warren. Officials say Warren was arrested on Sunday for charges he was facing before their disappearance, which include violating protection orders involving Mishai and unlawful possession of a gun. According to court documents, Warren also has a case in Arkansas where he's being charged with murder and abuse of a corpse. An advocate who is helping the family navigate this situation says she feels not enough was done to protect them.
I'm pissed. This didn't have to happen. We fight so hard for the victims, and the judicial system needs to protect the victims who have protective orders.
Investigators found that Kirkland's cell phone GPS activity on March 13 put him at the exact spot where the bodies were later discovered. Kirkland Warren was formally charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Mishai and Layla Stewart, whose bodies were found in a Washougal ditch. Prosecutors say Kirkland shot both Mishai and Layla in the head. On March 23, investigators interviewing Kirkland at the Clark County Jail asked him if he thought authorities had found Mishai and Layla. Kirkland responded, "I don't know." Kirkland then added, "I hope not." When detectives showed Kirkland an aerial photograph of the location where Mishai and Layla had been discovered, Kirkland ended the interview and asked for an attorney. He has since pleaded not guilty despite all the evidence against him.
Today here in court, Kirkland C. Warren pleaded not guilty. Outside of court, family, friends of the victims tell us they think domestic violence victims deserve more protection.
Is that correct, Mr. Warren? You'd like to enter a not guilty plea today? Not guilty pleas received.
Kirkland Warren faces murder charges for the deaths of Mishai Melendez and Layla Stewart. Family friends told us they felt disgusted watching today's appearance.
We just want justice for the girls. And DV is real. Domestic violence is real.
They think there should be more protection for domestic violence victims in Southwest Washington. Court documents I got reveal Melendez had reported physical abuse and threats in the past from Warren. He's also a wanted man in an Arkansas murder case.
We've had a ton of domestic violence victims just in the last 6 months in this county that weren't protected. They're not protected. DV has never really been taken seriously. The restraining orders are false security blankets. He was released with no GPS in the first place. We're angry.
A spokesperson for the family tells us the funeral for the mom and daughter is scheduled for Wednesday. It's private and not open to the public. She says it will be closed casket and the 2 will be buried together.
The wife of Kirkland Warren is accused of stealing money while working at a Portland credit union and transferring it to other accounts, including one in Mishay's name. The account were provided to her by her husband Kirkland Warren. It was a joint thing between Kirkland and his wife. She is being charged in Multnomah County Circuit Court in Oregon with first-degree aggravated theft, first-degree theft, aggravated identity theft and identity theft. About 300 people gathered Sunday morning in Esther Short Park's Propstraw Square to honor the mother and daughter. The vigil was hosted by Nookave and YWCA Clark County, in conjunction with the family. Mishay and her daughter were buried together in the same casket.
It is really hard right now because in a moment like this, Mishay would be my rock.
Treasure the memories that I will always have of them, and my sister lifted me up all my life. Now it's my turn to lift them.
A white casket with pink chiffon lining carried the mother and daughter together, paid for with community donations and organized by the National Women's Coalition Against Violence and Exploitation. Each aspect of the funeral was carefully curated for the pair.
I love you guys! I love you, Mishay and Layla! That's forever, long live!
I just wanted to say I love you, Layla and Mishay, and just continue to watch over us.
They'll always be the life of the party, and we're always going to live in our hearts forever.
Printed on programs and t-shirts was the phrase, "Too beautiful for Earth." Together forever, side by side, the Vancouver mother and daughter were laid to rest, but never forgotten.
He watches over me.
We hope Mishay and her daughter gets the justice they deserve. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Mishay Melendez. May Mishay's and her daughter's memory be a blessing for their family and for all who knew them, and may their life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe out there and see you guys in the next video.